the night sky, or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold, and just like the old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How bold is your soul? I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up, and when you're needing your space to do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn. Some even come to the earth, and we've got a lot to learn, and God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. I don't want to be someone who walks away so easily. I'm here to stay and make the difference that I can make. Our differences, they do a lot to teach us how to use the tools and gifts we got. Yeah, we got a lot at stake. And in the end, you are my friend. And yes, we did intend for us to work. We didn't break, we didn't burn. We had to learn how to bend without our world caving in. I had to learn what I got and what I'm not, and who I am. And I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up, still looking up. I won't give up on us. God knows I'm tough enough, and we've got a lot to learn, and God knows we're worth it. I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up.
Welcome back to our meditation. Take 3 deep breaths in and 3 deep breaths out. And let all the energy enter your heart center. Flowing and undulating with love. Once you feel completely grounded, connect to the God within you. Feel love's warm embrace and allow it to enter you through every pore in your body, from every angle. Be with it, because you are already one with it. You're doing so well on your twin flame journey. Congratulate yourself on how far you've come, and relish in the thought of how far you'll eternally go, peacefully and with all of God's support. Now is the time to come into deeper commitment in your own union. To commit deeper to God, to yourself, and to your true twin flame. When you feel ready to move on to the next stage in your union, repeat this decree in your heart. I choose to forever commit to you, God. When the sun shines and through the rainfall, when the skies are clear and when the storm is brewing, when the seas are calm and when the tide is high, for our love, I give you my word. I shall always persist. Through thick and thin, so it is. Now, take a few moments to ground in your words and truly understand your commitment to God. Feel the freedom and the security that commitment brings. When you feel ready to, slowly open your eyes and reconnect to your external surroundings. Namaste.
Hi, I'm Kanisha, and I will be doing today's card reading. I will be pulling from the Power of Surrendered cards by Judith Orloff, and I have pre-shuffled, so let's get started. Our first card is Surrender Your Fear of Intimacy. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. So when you break down intimacy, that turns into me see. And so this card is really asking you to look within and to identify compassionately any patterns where you may be holding love at arm's distance. Maybe any place where you believe that love can only hurt you, or that love doesn't last, or that love is not for you. However, your true natural state is love. You were created from love. You are love. And so you are meant to receive and to give love. And it is safe to completely open your heart to that. And any place that feels like love is not safe is just asking for your attention and for you to unconditionally love yourself in that place. Be very gentle and compassionate as you uproot any of these old patterns or beliefs that love can hurt you. Love is here to heal you, to transcend and transmute any pattern or block that you are holding on to around being loved. And it's safe to let love be your teacher instead of fear. And as you follow that love in your heart, you're only going to be led to receiving your truest and wildest dreams, and also to your ultimate partner, lover, and best friend, your twin flame. So it is safe to surrender your fear of intimacy and really just look within and love those parts of yourself that are calling for love, and allow yourself to receive all that God has for you. Okay, our next card is Surrender to Trust. There we go. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinion about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Yeah, so this journey requires a lot of trust, a lot of surrender to just trusting the process, trusting that this work works, and allowing yourself to believe in the choices and the decisions and what you've decided. Even if you're wrong, you still learned something. Even if you feel like you went down the wrong path, you always get the opportunity to make a new choice. And so, again, being really gentle and compassionate with yourself as you move forward on your journey, and as you look within and identify these parts within yourself, you're actually building trust with yourself, building trust that you're going to show up for yourself and not continue to abandon yourself. And so it's safe to completely surrender to the process, surrender to the divine, and let the divine lead you. I'm really learning to just relax and enjoy life and enjoy the journey and just trust that I'm always going to be led where I need to be and that I can't miss what it is that I desire if I continue to surrender and trust the process and just love myself completely all the way through. Okay, and then our last card is Surrender to Passion. I love this card. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Yeah, again, just really surrendering to trust. When you're in your head a lot, you are a lot of the times worrying or trying to control or trying to just change an outcome that is not in your hands. And so, as you surrender to your passion and the things that you can take care of and that you can control and that you can maintain or just create in that space, do those things. Really think about, if I had no worries in the world, what would I be doing? And then do those things and allow yourself to just let yourself be in the flow. Let yourself just surrender to the process. And know that you're here to enjoy life, to be loved and to love, and to really have your purpose here is to just share yourself with the world, share yourself with those that you love, and allow yourself to just be you and follow your passions. And as you do that, you make this journey a lot more fun and easy when you're choosing to just be in the flow and do the things that feel good to you. All right, well, that is our reading. I hope you enjoy the rest of the service.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Sunday service today. My name is Granville Campbell, and it is my honor to introduce the sermon by Laurentia and Alexandra on the topic of how to have true confidence. And I feel like this sermon was really well timed in that we go through life and there are times when we do need to revisit our levels of confidence and how we're feeling in those places. And their sermon for today has just been fortuitous in that they share almost building blocks, like the keys, building blocks. Yeah, it feels to me like a formula for building confidence, which is quite cool. And I liked how they shared each piece and how each piece flowed into the next piece and how they brought the golden thread through all of those pieces. And the thing that stood out for me was that they touch on things that we touch on constantly in our lives, but they've touched on it in a very different way and shared how the teachings of unionism have allowed them to exploit at a deeper level and made them comfortable to exploit at a deeper level. And so as you go through the journey, they give you 5 keys, 5 components. And those 5 components feel really awesome to just unpack individually, but all together in sequence as well. And so I liked how Alexandra also just opened up and shared, that at the beginning of your journey, you do feel a little bit less confident and you're not so certain. And so this feels like a really cool way to really become more certain and to really delve into those places where you're not really feeling confident. And step 1 was really cool in just knowing yourself and understanding how your foundation has been formed and how it's being shaped and reshaped. And then into the next component around knowing God and having a true relationship with God, and letting go of the conditioning of what we may have been taught that God is, and really finding the truth of who and what God is. And then going further into releasing expectations. In so doing, allowing ourselves to let go of disappointment. And then into the next component of finding the truth finding the difference between the truth and the illusion, and releasing the illusion, and finding peace in that place, and finding comfort in that place. And then the culmination of this of the 5 steps in terms of having faith on the journey, and knowing that things happen for our good, and allowing ourselves to be open to seeing that things happen for our good, because sometimes it might not be so obvious. And so it is important to be able to take the step back and allow the journey to unfold, and allow yourself to unfold. And I feel like that unfoldment is how your confidence just becomes bolstered, how it's boosted, because you're giving yourself time to really cultivate it. And so I really appreciated their sermon and the flow of their sermon, and just how easily those components can be delved into very individually, but also sequentially. So it's quite cool. And I'd like to just invite all of you to take the time over this next week to really feel into those components of Laurentia and Alexandra's sermon on how to truly have confidence, because I feel like this sermon is probably going to be quite profound for you today, but as you heal through the pieces, you will find an even greater depth of peace and comfort going through those steps. And just having watched the sermon, it's fresh in my mind, just to allow the message to sink in. And then once the message has sunken in, to then unpack it and to feel what it means to me. And so I'd like to invite you to do the same over the next week. And for today, just allow yourself to relax, allow yourself to appreciate the message and the gift that you're being given through the sermon that Laurentia and Alexandra will be sharing with you. And again, thank you for joining us, and I will see you at the end of this sermon.
Hello, I'm Laurentiu.
And I am Alexandra, and we will be the ministers of unionism for you today. Let us begin with our 3 opening ohms and with our opening prayer. You can follow along aloud or in your heart. And now for our opening prayer.
I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word.
Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I will be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name, Amen.
Amen.
Today, we would like to talk to you about confidence and how to build confidence on your spiritual path. I have decided that this is a great topic to discuss because I think it can be pretty challenging for somebody, especially at the beginning of their spiritual journey, of gaining confidence in themselves, in the spiritual practice that they're doing, in everything, when you can go to like a dark night of the soul situation where you feel your whole understanding of life is being flipped upside down. It can be a very challenging period, and I know it was for me. And I also go through several moments right now where I feel like, oh, maybe I feel my confidence wavering, but I have found within myself some tools to kind of help me bring back my confidence and remember myself whenever I get into those spaces and pick myself up. And I wanted to share this with you. Again, because it's I think it's something that all of us should know and practice, especially as unionists, since we have been like in this journey for more than 3 years already, and I feel like we have gone through several spiritual and not only transformations. So I feel like I'm still at the very beginning, and I feel like a baby in this journey, but I do feel like I have some confidence in at least some aspects of myself when it comes to this spiritual path. So to help us go deeper into confidence, I have prepared 5 points that I think are critical for you to develop and go back to whenever you maybe don't feel confident in your own journey. You don't know exactly what's happening. You feel lost, you feel confused, you feel not so confident about where you're going or what's happening. And let us just begin. The 5 points that I have prepared. And the first point that I have prepared is knowing yourself. Now, knowing yourself, it's a whole, I think, like spiritual practice, and we can go over and over and over again in knowing ourselves. But I feel like in the teachings of union, you are being provided some very basic tools for you to have a very well foundation in you knowing yourself. And this is what I loved about the teachings of union, and this is why I felt, attracted to following the spiritual path of unionism. I feel like I resonated, I got it, and it provided me ways in which I could, go deeper and feel safe in exploring this spiritual path. So the tools that I'm referring to here in about knowing yourself is obviously the mirror exercise, which is the tool of purification, where you purified misalignments
about yourself and who you think you are, and just clearing into that to find actually who you are. Because a lot of times when you actually have upsets, that's not really you or how you would actually be at the core. It's just how you are through the prism of those upsets. And once you clear that, you can clear the image of who you actually are.
Exactly. It's that choice of separation that keeps you actually away from your divine self. And when I say know yourself, I don't mean just, I'm Alexandra and I like the color blue and I live in this city and I have been born in that year and I am a female and everything. No, I mean really get to know your true divine self. And I know like that's, again, I think knowing yourself is one of the core principles of the core activities of like unionism. And especially when you're on your twin flame journey with your twin flame, you will get to know all of yourself, and you have to be willing to know all of yourself, and that's truly amazing. And like knowing yourself is a very deep subject, but it doesn't mean that if you can go deeper in knowing yourself that it will take away what you already know so far or what you have built in knowing yourself so far.
Yeah, it's not about denying what you already know or what you have built already. It's about adding more to that, or like being a bit more specific with what does that mean. Because it's one thing to know, okay, I like For example, I like video games, or I like just that particular type of video game.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a random example. So it's the same thing about, like, let's say about your life purpose. You like something. For example, I know Alexandra said at some point a story about her growing up and seeing how she kind of got into the place of going to the university that we came together of informatics. But first she was at the chemistry. She liked the chemistry, but she didn't know exactly what she liked about it. But once she got clear of what she liked about it, she realized it wasn't that thing itself, it was actually something else that she liked about it. And that was just solving things, figuring out things.
Yeah, I like in chemistry, I liked how you can put things together and create a new thing. And basically, that's a very broad statement. You can do that with anything, but
Yep.
the ways that I found like most comfort in doing it is through, software development, and that's how we got here today.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a great example of seeing how you have an idea of what you like, and because if you are back then to someone to tell you, okay,
You're
chemistry
gonna
is
make
not for-
video games that are spiritual, and I'm gonna be like, say what?
Yeah, but like even like about chemistry, even before you having this awareness, if someone was telling you about chemistry and this is not your thing, probably you would be like, nah.
Nah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten like, no, I'm so passionate about this. How could I do something else? Meanwhile, 1 year later. Yeah. Anyway, coming back to the tools that you can use. So first of all is the mirror exercise. The second is a love list. And definitely I go deep into the love list in Twin Flames Dreams Coming True. It's actually the first lesson. We highly recommend watching and revisiting it if you haven't already. But getting clear on your love list and refining your love list is something that can really bring you confidence in your life. Because, for example, let's take the twin flame journey, right? You don't know who your twin flame is, let's say, and you're looking at several potential people that could be your twin flame, and you feel like, oh, maybe I feel like some attraction, some situation going on, like let's explore. If you wouldn't have a love list and if you wouldn't have the mirror exercise, you would go blindly and possibly spend 1-2 years in a relationship with somebody without actually matching at that core level that you desire to experience in your twin flame relationship. So this is why getting clear on your love list is such an important thing, because you can have confidence. You can look at this person and be like, okay, let's see, does this person fit my love list? You take your love list and like, check, doesn't check, doesn't check, doesn't check, doesn't check, doesn't check. They're pretty hot, but unfortunately they don't match my love list, so I'll have to pass. And anyway, if you allow yourself to go deeper into this, it's true, it's for your service, right, that you're doing this.
Yeah, because you don't really want to end up with going into a relationship that is not for you, and is gonna fail. You setting yourself for failure, and what's the purpose for that?
Yeah, exactly. And when you have a love list like this, you can go confidently, for example, on a date with a person that you explored being your twin flame, and at the end of the day be like, yes, this person has a high degree of being my twin flame, or no, this person clearly not my twin flame. And you having that degree of confidence and awareness about yourself is extremely powerful. So that's why knowing yourself is crucial here, and it's a process to know yourself. I know, like, we have gone through this, and I think like rebuild ourselves and having deep awareness about who we are over and over again. But it's part of the journey, and it's fun, and don't take it too seriously, but do hold your love list and your core values also to a high degree of standard. I would say to yourself, don't go over those. Yeah, with that I feel like really good to go into the next step, the next point I had for you, which the second thing is knowing God. So knowing yourself is really important. Knowing God is also really important. And also why I fell in love with the teachings of union, because they really taught me who God was. Before the teachings of union, I was having this image of God of like, you sinned, so therefore you shall suffer now for all your sins. Wahaha, puny mortal. This is what I felt, this is a picture of God that religion and society and people around me painted, about God. That's who I thought God was, but that's not the true God. That's not how God interacts with me. That's not God at all. So that's why knowing God is crucial, because when you learn who God is, you gain a level of confidence and safety that you cannot get from anywhere else. And why I say this is, if you are on this spiritual journey and you acknowledge that you have been created by God and everything is created by God, then you understand that God is at the core of everything. And how you view that God is so important, because if you feel like the God that at the core of everything is there to punish you or make you feel bad or keep stabs on you, and it's like, okay, you did that bad here, bad here, bad here, good here, good here, good here, so you're 50% good, 50% bad, so you're gonna have only 50% of your good, then that doesn't feel good. That's not like a world that you'd feel good in living, and you're gonna feel always pressured, not confident, you're gonna feel
Not loved.
Yeah. But when you allow yourself to see what the teachings of union offers, and that's the opportunity to know God for who he truly is, which is a loving God, when you put at the core of everything, all existence, to be love, then you know that whatever you go through, love is the end result. No matter how stormy your situation might look like, no matter through what you go through, you're gonna arrive at love. And that awareness, again, is gonna provide you a great amount of confidence to just pull through, especially those very tough times in your journey where you might want to quit or have a lot of feelings. I do this as well. Whenever I have a challenging time, I allow myself to remember who God is and how God feels in my heart. And it's not those upsets, it's not those bad feelings. God is always loving and peaceful. So I come back to that space and I surrender to it, and I'm like, my God, okay, I'm gonna move to this one and we're gonna get back home. It's gonna be amazing when we get back home. It must be, because God wouldn't put me through all of this for nothing. And that's, another thing that comes from that level of confidence of knowing God, that God wouldn't put you through these trials without having a great reward for you. That comes through you doing the mirror exercise, healing and purifying yourself. Yeah. Good. So that kind of, I feel like, completes the second point I had. And also, knowing God is also a process, and have compassion with you as you go deeper in discovering who God is and allowing yourself to establish your own personal relationship with God. That's also something that I really loved in the teaching of union, that you have a personal relationship with God, and how God interacts with you is unique to you, and God doesn't interact like that with anybody else. So it's on you to discover that relationship, and once you do, again, great confidence can arrive from this.
I agree.
Good. The third point then, releasing expectations. I feel like expectations are one of the great things in life that can, really crumble your confidence, because if you look at something and you have a certain expectation of how things should look like, then if things don't go the way that you expect, you're gonna feel a lot of
disappointment,
and You're not going to feel maybe the reward that comes from the situation not going how you expected. Again, coming back to God, it's like God wouldn't put you through anything without a clear purpose. So therefore, even if things don't go exactly the way that you imagine, it's okay. Because again, if you believe in God and God is a loving God for you, then you will see that even if things didn't go your way, things are going to arrive in a loving space. So that's why releasing expectations and having no attachments about how your journey looks like, it's going to bring you a lot of relief and allow you to build again confidence in this space where instead of putting yourself down when things don't go your way, you allow it to simply be a lesson, an opportunity for learning, an opportunity for growing and educating yourself, instead of seeing maybe that you did something wrong or somebody else did something wrong or God did something wrong because you talked with God and you had this agreement that you're gonna do this and you're gonna get that, and you've done that and you received this. And
yeah, it's really important to be surrendered about this and see that there's always a lesson. But I feel like a key component to this one is to actually heal, because without healing you remain stuck on the expectation and what you thought you're going to get from the situation, and you cannot really move forward to actually the reward of the situation, the lesson, or learning the lesson. So it's really key component here to heal what's coming up about that expectation, or like feeling like you didn't receive what you actually asked for, and actually see that you have received exactly what you asked for, just maybe like not in the way that you expected.
Exactly. Key point is healing at each and every step.
Yes.
Heal all the misalignments about yourself, heal all the misalignments about God, heal all the expectations about anything that goes into your life. Good. So
I think you can move to...
Yes, the fourth one. The fourth one is learning to differentiate between truth and illusions. Again, another thing that's going to require a process. And maybe this is also a thing that we can take on from this, is that confidence is something that you have to build. It's not something that you're just born with. I think like we have like a innate, like, we are divine children of God. Of course, we have immense amount of confidence, but as we're healing the separation, we're gonna move to these layers of going deeper and deeper into confidence with ourselves.
Yeah, and I feel like there's one thing that I don't remember if like Jeff told me this, but like it was like to gain confidence, you just have to do a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
And just allow yourself to do a lot of mistakes. That's how you're gonna learn. That's how you're going to have a lot of confidence, and you're going to learn the things. If you don't allow yourself to do mistakes, you're not going to allow yourself to learn. So therefore, you're not going to be able to have confidence or like grow confidence, because you're stopping yourself from doing that thing, and you expect of yourself to do it already perfectly from the first point, which is like insane to think about that.
Yeah. If we were in perfect union, maybe we could have done it. I mean, not even then, but I don't know. Perfect union, maybe then. But yeah, coming back to learning to differentiate between truth and illusions, I know that the most maybe grueling thing to go through is to have something crumble in your life that was built on an illusion. And it's not an easy thing to go through. But as Laurentiu said, it's just an opportunity for you to learn, to grow, and allow yourself to see, okay, I have had this misaligned belief about this area of my life for all this time, and now it's gonna all fall away. And maybe you do need to go through that. You need to go through that experience of everything crumbling, because your true confidence will be built on things that are real, on the truth, on God, on love. So therefore, everything that's out of alignment with that has to go. And I think you can build a lot of confidence that whenever you do find a place where you have been aligned with an illusion or have believed in an illusion, the moment that you release it, you're gonna feel so much relief. And you don't have to be afraid to go in those places and be like, oh, that's an illusion, replace, that's an illusion, go away, because that's the process of you building confidence in your life. And when you have like a foundation that's fully built on truth, how is like your harmonious union, which is your ultimate lover, built from a place of alignment with God, that's not gonna go away ever, no sir. Never.
Yeah, and like in that space, it's only if you choose to forget, maybe, or like deny it or stop the inner work, that will be kind of on pause.
Yeah, but either way, once you do allow yourself to like come into that harmonious union, you're gonna have that awareness, forever, as long as you choose to like honor it.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So learning to differentiate between truth and illusions, a key component in building your confidence, because even when you walk in the world, then you will be able to see how maybe a lot of people around you are trying to pull you down in misery or suffering, but you know what the truth is, and you know that that is a lie, that is an illusion, and you're gonna be confident to move forward where others are not, because you know what the truth is. So therefore, even if it might seem insane to everybody around you, and I'm not talking here about people in the community, I hope here like our unionists know the truth and are fierce warrior in this space. I know that. But I'm talking when you interact with other people that might not know all of these things so deeply, or have like a how to say, a conscious awareness of them. It's gonna help you a lot, because you can walk forward with confidence that, no, I know what I'm doing, I know God, I know the truth, so therefore you can follow up on that. Yeah. And the last point that I wanted to bring up, the fifth point, is faith.
I like this one.
Yes, faith is a key component in you having confidence in yourself, in God, in everything. Your faith will be tested. Your faith will be challenged. Your faith is going to be put to like a lot of situations where it may waver. But I invite you here to allow yourself to build faith in the truth that you are cultivating within yourself, even if right now maybe everybody around you doesn't see it the way that you see it. You never know what can happen. You never know that maybe you're holding on to a piece of truth that nobody else is seeing yet. Maybe you just need to be around like-minded people, as I said, like here in the community, where most of us, like all of us, choose to align with the truth and go deeper into love and healing. So therefore we have this kind of core value of aligning ourselves with the truth, and like that we can cultivate like a space full of faith.
Yeah, and like when it comes to having faith, like having people around you that have faith is very supportive for you to be able to keep that faith and really like grow that faith. Because if you're around people who don't have faith and doubt all day, you're gonna be like invited at every corner, and it's not supportive at all to go through that. It's not nice, it's not really a great experience, because you will have to spend extra energy to be able to keep dealing with that.
Yeah, exactly. Just imagine how it would be for you to share your idea with a friend, and that friend to be like, yeah, that sounds like an awesome idea, I know you're very good at it, I look forward to you seeing you succeed in this. That comes out of faith, because we don't know what's going to happen with that idea either way, but that friend has faith in you. Or to have a friend that's like, ooh, I don't know about that, man, like I don't know, I found this friend Johnny and he failed at this, so I don't know what to say, man. It doesn't bring you up, so it's important to as Laurenti said, see what people you surround yourself with, and also see if you have that attitude about things. What kind of supporter are you to yourself? Are you that friend that's like, yes, you can do this, you are able to succeed, I have faith in you, I have faith in God, I have faith in myself? Or you're like, oh man, I don't know, here, that block might be the last block, might be the block that keeps me away from my twin flame for lifetimes. Oof, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, allow yourself to explore this and deepen in your faith.
Good.
Good.
I feel complete.
I feel complete as well. This was a very juicy sermon. Thank you everybody for joining us. So let us conclude with our 3 closing ohms.
Wait.
Oh, no, the prayer first. Closing prayer and closing ohms as well. You are open to follow along in your heart or aloud.
Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me with clarity in this teaching of union that I may be forever in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word and will share your teachings with him in any way you ask and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, Om, Amen.
Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on a path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teaching of union with God wherever you find them and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator.
And now for our closing ohms. Thank you for joining us in today's Sunday service.
And have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day.
Hello again, everybody. And thank you for joining us today. And thank you to Lorenzo and Alexandra for their sermon. I really quite appreciated how their sermon flowed and how it just gave me food for thought. And they may not have intended for it to feel like a formula, but I feel like it works really well. And that the steps that they share with us can work really well as standalone components or as sequential steps. So it's quite cool that we have an opportunity to work through those pieces again on our journey. And I know that confidence is something that we cultivate over time, so it's nice to just revisit it. And so I'd like to invite you to just for this week, just work through the components of the sermon that Lorenzo and Alexandra just shared with us, and find the pieces that you need to heal in that space, and allow the peace to just settle in again. We'd also like to invite you to visit our unionism.org page, where you will find all our past sermons, music, meditations, and card readings. You can also, on our unionism.org page, tithe or donate to contribute to the Church of Union's message to the world. Also, directly after our Sunday service, we will be hosting an after-church tea time, which is a panel of unionists sharing their key takeaways from today's sermon and insights into today's sermon. So please feel free to join us on our Unionism Spiritual Discussion group on Facebook. And we look forward to seeing you again next week for another juicy sermon from our Church of Union ministers. Thank you, everybody, and have a great Sunday.